Mad World, Mad World. This is Coach Sess, and you are listening to Words with the Mad Coach. I hope you are safe and warm, depending on your location. I know that we had a snow event that got its kickoff this past weekend. I was coming through Maryland, and I saw it beginning to snow, and some of the reports that I saw on the news, looks like some people are going to get 6 to 9 inches. And I know a couple of friends that I saw over the weekend probably got snowed in. I tell you what, if you don't know about it, you really need to check out the online weather app called Ventusky, and I think you can get it on the mobile. I have it on mine. It's kind of flaky on the mobile, really good on the desktop version, but you still can manipulate it and navigate. But it's really good for almost its accuracy. And what I really like about it is daily updates. So basically, you're gonna get hour by hour, day to day, and not this, 1 week template that basically just says snow is coming, but it kind of shows you how it's changing, the different paths, and gives you a little bit more real time, in my opinion, where I can make a decision. I've used it for tornadoes, hurricanes, and snow events and thunderstorms, and I've got to say that, my planning has been based on it for quite a while, and it's usually about 90% accurate, maybe always a little off in terms of the literal details, in terms of it may say 1 to 2 inches are coming, but it might turn out to be 3 or 4, or it may say 9 or 8, and it may be 5 or 6. So you're always going to have those little incomplete scenarios, but that's okay. I don't make my plan based on how much we get. It's just the weather itself. I try to avoid it, especially when you're traveling a lot for MMA shows and kickboxing shows and things of that nature. So try Ventusky. I think it's excellent. It's pretty good. And coming from PA, I used it to make a determination that after we were going to fight up there, that we were going to leave by 4 a.m. And unfortunately, the fight didn't go down, but it turned out to be a blessing in disguise, because the snow event between Maryland and North Carolina became a little more severe than previously suggested. So we were able to get out of there. I went to Stroudsburg, PA for a show called Maverick MMA, and Damon Blackshear was going to fight. His opponent did not make the adjusted weight. The scheduled weight was 145. He didn't make that. He weighed in at 155. Then at the weigh-ins, they asked Damon if he'd be willing to take an adjustment from the guy's pay, as well as, having the guy weigh in at 157 the next day, and Damon weigh in somewhere around in the neighborhood of 154, 155. Damon did that. They came to our rooms that morning. Damon weighed 155, but his opponent blew up to 166, 167, something to that effect. So then the fight was off, and, we were going to stick around, but we were having breakfast, and we thought about our friends down in Maryland at Royal Martial Arts having a seminar and roll-a-thon for a past friend of ours from a couple years ago, Grant Shanaman, and we said, well, let's go to that, rather than stick around. They did offer us an opportunity to stick around and watch the show, enjoy it, maybe call us to the cage, and I thought the promoter was a good guy. I'm trying to set something up where I bring him a few more guys for his next show, which is going to be in March. And but we decided to go and catch up with our friends. We knew we'd get there somewhat late, and we knew that we wouldn't be able to stay there a very long time, because we knew the snow was on its way, and it started coming down just a little bit while we were en route. Probably about if I remember correctly, I say we were about maybe 30 minutes out. Then I started to see snowflakes. But I was kind of cool with that, because, from my personal experience, I think that I do very well with the snow if it's still soft, and probably no more than, say, 3 to 4 inches. But just to be on the safe side, I didn't want it to get up to be more than 2. So Damon was able to get some training in at the Memorial Roll, and then around about 7 o'clock, we stocked up on gas and snacks and got on the road. And we got back, I believe it was about 1 in the morning. Other than some rain, to deal with, we really had a smooth shot. Didn't have to slow down for anything. Didn't see any accidents. Everything was good. So I dropped Damon off Fayetteville and drove another hour. And didn't really do anything yesterday. I did reflect on some past conversations that I had with Damon, and I think it's time for me to share. In case you've heard some rumblings or you don't know, that I will, after the end of mid-April to end of April, I will not be the official coach at the gym anymore. I'll still be coming up to help guys get ready for fights on Fridays, working as far as the team training goes. I'll still be offering, one-on-one training for anybody. I'm still corner person. It's just that teaching the classes, I think the guys that are there now, they're ready, more than capable, more than qualified to teach those classes, and especially the fighters, they're more than ready and capable of handling that aspect of the gym duties. And I want to go into a little bit more of the marketing for fighters and help promote their careers. Like I said, I'll still be doing training for them, whether that be one-on-one, whether that be at other gyms. And you can kind of look at me as a promotions manager. I already find guys fights, and basically any manager out there is basically doing that. They find you fights, and I already know how to do that. What those managers should be doing are dictating better details of the fight, in terms of pay, in terms of expenses, in terms of hotels. That's what those types of managers should be doing. And if they're not, then you know what, you find you a new manager. But I just find that a lot of managers don't promote the careers of the individual fighters. And I think that I'm going to be able to help, at least the guys on my side, and then broaden my horizons from there, and then work with fighters outside of the gym. And that's also a freedom that I'm going to have, since I'm not going to be necessarily training fighters to take on Team Rock necessarily. It's going to be more of a one-on-one relationship with individuals. Then I can really focus on whoever I want to focus on. And one of the things that I'm going to do is bring back something that we used to do in the gym, and we used to call it Sprawl and Brawl. We used to have this in-house tournament for, really it started with the kids and guys like Paris Artis and Josh Steely, from the old school days. They wanted a lot, and I would, because they couldn't fight, they were underage, and I would give a belt to the winners. I think we did 3 or 4 tournaments, and I'm going to start that up. And the main reason I'm starting it up is not so much because guys can't fight or get fights. It's because I'm tired of guys coming up to me saying, "Hey, Coach Stats, I want to fight," but they're never around. They're never at training. So the way I'm going to do this one a little bit differently is it's going to be a longer tournament qualification process, and you may be randomly called out. So I'm going to have a list of names. And by the way, if you want to get involved, hit me up. I'd be glad to put your name on the list. It's basically boxing with takedowns. That's basically how we're going to score it initially. My ultimate goal is to get you a fight. If you win my in-house tournament, I get you a fight. I offer you training, I get you a fight. This is going to be my new process for selecting fighters, and also my new process for selecting events. Certain fighters should fight on certain events based on competition, based on location, based on feel, based on promotion. For instance, if you're if you're trying to sell tickets, you know, you really need shows where you can really bring a crowd. Crowds don't like to travel too far. You know, they want to support you, but you know, you got to learn that, you know, 2 to 4 hours might be reasonable. Not many people are going to drive with us to Pennsylvania. I'm going to start catching these guys who run their mouths to me, Coach, I want to fight. Coach, I want to be the champion. I want to be this, I want to be that. Because I'm going to put them on the spot. Because basically, if you do my in-house qualifier, I'm going to make sure that you are training leading up to that tournament, leading up to that qualification, that you get free training. And the first one that I want to do is February 4th, that week. So basically, I'm going to start eliminating guys that week and have a potential finals by Friday, February 8th. So we start February 4th, have a finals on the 8th, and whoever wins, I'm going to try to find them a fight in the near future. With the events coming up, we have one February 23rd, EWC in Virginia, Elite Warrior Challenge. Then we have Maverick MMA in Pennsylvania on March 8th. And March 16th, we have Fight For It number 5 in Hickory, North Carolina. And March 30th, we have XFP in Smithfield. So if you've already blabbed to me in the past and you still haven't fought, you're automatically qualified to be in the tournament. And you're going to win it or you're going to lose it. But the one thing you won't be able to do anymore is just tell me that you want to do this, tell me that you want to do that, and you never show up. You never put yourself in a situation. Guess what? This will, in my eyes, this will count as your first endeavor. And you'll either have the bug or you will not have the bug. But the one thing you can stop doing is really stop pretending that, you know, you're some type of MMA fighter just for people who really don't know. And I'm going to put the video out. So if you get your butt kicked, they're going to know about it. I'm going to post it on all my networks, and I'm going to post it on your page if you allow me to. I'm going to post some old videos of how we used to do it in the past so you have an idea. Again, basically, it's just boxing with takedowns. That's what I got going on right now. So hit me up in my timeline if you got any questions, comments, if you need to know any more details about the events themselves, or anything about the Sprawl and Brawl, or anything about what I'm doing as far as how I'm helping fighters, hit me up in my inbox. Byron Wickline is looking for a 155er amateur to take on Brandon Summers for the XFP 155 title. And I think at Maverick MMA, we're looking to put on some pros and amis for that. And EWC is looking for a 185er for the 185 title. Just hit me up or hit those events up for more specific information. But like I said, I'm moving into the marketing and promotion side of the house, as well as offering training and training locations for fighters going forward. All right, I am Coach Sess, and you've had words with the Mad Coach.